y'all? From the brand new Dave Campbell's Texas Football Mothership here in beautiful Lewisville, Texas. It is Texas Football Today, a digital product about a print media product. My name is Greg Tepper. I am the managing editor of Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine and TexasFootball.com, a corresponding website. Thank you for spending part of your day with us, whether you're watching us live at TexasFootball.com, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, or wherever you watch your programs, or you're listening to us on the podcast, which you can subscribe to on the podcast vendor of your choice. Either way, thank you for doing your part to support your local mediocre internet show and spending part of this very special day here with us. I am sitting over there at the helm today, making us sound good. She is the Dutch to the Dorks, Miss 305. They call her Gizmo, Ashley Pickle. Hello, Ashley.
Howdy, friends. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
This is a good Monday. They're not all great, but this one's a good one.
Yeah.
This is a top tier Monday of the year.
This is one of the better Mondays.
Yes.
It's one of the better Mondays.
And why is that?
Because today is Monday, June 3rd. 2024. It's 178 days until Thanksgiving. Happy birthday to everyone who was born on June 3rd. I didn't look one up. It's episode 1777. The reason that today is a very special day is because today is a little bit of history for us here at Dave Campbell's Texas Football. It is cover reveal day. The 2024 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football is off to the printer. It is being printed literally right now as these words are coming out of my mouth. And today we get to tell everybody what we've been working on behind the scenes for the past 4 months or so. The 65th annual edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, revealing the covers plural, of the 2024 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. We're so excited for you to lay eyes on them, and something that we're really proud of, been working behind the scenes for quite a while on it. Do we have first four through the door before we get to that?
We sure do. It was Daniel Agnew, Ed McElroy, jersey number 69,
nice.
And Eric Price, who said happy first day of summer vacation.
Hey,
and congratulations to everybody who graduated this
Yeah,
past week.
Congratulations to the grads.
Yeah.
Congratulations to people who made it to summer.
Yes.
Like you did it. It will stop raining at some point, I've been told.
Yeah.
So that's all cool. But yeah, today's a very special day, and it's appropriate that today's the kickoff of summer, because in a lot of ways, we here at Dave Campbell's Texas Football taking very seriously that when our magazine comes out, it is the beginning of football season. That is for years and years. When our magazine hits store shelves across the state of Texas, that is when people start thinking about football, and that's a charge we keep very seriously here at Dave Campbell's Texas Football. And part of that is, of course, the cover. This is the 65th annual edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, and you got to get the cover right, because the cover is what is going to go into the annals of history of football in this state. And if you get a dud, then you got to live with the dud forever. But if you get a great one, you can talk about the great one forever. And as a result, we've been working behind the scenes tirelessly for the past 4 or 5 months to put together the 2024 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Once again, for the 9th consecutive year, we have 2 covers. We have the main cover as well as the Gatefold cover, which is like the fold under cover. And we are so excited to reveal both of them to you right now. So why wait? It is my distinct pleasure to unveil the main cover of the 2024 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, the 65th annual Bible of Texas Football, featuring There it is, the main cover of the 2024 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, featuring
when I gave you a call,
Texas quarterback Quinn Ewers and Texas A&M quarterback Connor Wegman. The headline, Rivalry Reborn. A&M and Texas on the cover again at Dave Campbell's Texas Football as they renew their rivalry after a 12-year hiatus. It is the main cover of the 2024 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. We're very excited to tell you all about that cover and how that came to be, the decision-making process that went into it. We're so excited for you to get your hands on the 2024 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, which you can get mailed to you before it hits newsstands if you go to texasfootball.com/subscribe. But there it is, the main cover, the 2024 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, featuring Texas quarterback Quinn Ewers and Texas A&M quarterback Connor Wigman. The headline, Rivalry Reborn. Texas and A&M, they are back, and they are celebrated on the cover of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. That is one of our two covers. Remember, we do have a Gatefold cover, the fold under cover of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. We're so excited about this one as well. We're pleased to reveal the Gatefold cover of the 2024 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, the 65th annual Bible of Texas Football, featuring...
When I gave you a call that I said you and your son going to be on the cover of Dave Campbell's, what was your reaction?
I really don't want to do this. There's a lot more people, a lot more deserving than myself. You know, he needs to be on there because there's a great deal they had this year winning the state championship. But you know, for us, you know, it's always about the next one and things. And you know, I know there's a lot more people, a lot more deserving. You know.
Surprise and a little bit of shock. I didn't really know how to react initially, but I grew up with that magazine, and being a coach's kid is something that you look forward to coming out every summer and reading through all the teams at every level and looking through this magazine. So to hear that y'all were interested in me being on the cover was a little bit surprising.
When you're watching Jeff coaching in a state championship game, what are your emotions like during that game?
Oh, you know, you want them to be successful. You know, you watch what they're doing, and you watch how they handle situations and things. And you know, and that was the great thing about him, because you know, no situation was too big for him, and you know, and he is very poised.
He's been so much to me in my football career and my football life, from playing for him in high school to working for him as a coach, to relying on him as a mentor. In my first couple years as a head coach, it means everything. He's been such a huge influence, not only on me, but on so many coaches around the state for the past 4 years.
There it is, the Gatefold cover of the 2024 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, featuring Katy head coach Gary Joseph and Port Neches Groves head coach Jeff Joseph. The headline, Family Business. Gary and Jeff Joseph on top of Texas. There they are, the Gatefold cover boys of the 2024 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Katy head coach Gary Joseph and Port Neches Groves head coach Jeff Joseph gracing the cover, the Gatefold cover, the 2024 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. We're so excited to tell you all about this process and how we came to get this. If you want to get your copy of the 2024 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, you got to go to texasfootball.com/subscribe. Here's the nuts and bolts. The magazine will start hitting newsstands around July 4th. But if you subscribe, if you go to texasfootball.com/subscribe, you get the magazine mailed to you before it hits newsstands. That includes today. If you go right now to texasfootball.com/subscribe, you can get this magazine, all 400 pages of football goodness, mailed to you before it hits newsstands. If you go to texasfootball.com/subscribe. We get this question a lot of times. They say, oh, I want the A&M and Texas cover, or oh, I want the P&G and Katy cover. You get them both.
It's a combo platter.
It's a combo platter. It's the Botana platter of magazines. You get that. So texasfootball.com/subscribe. Get that magazine mailed to you before it hits newsstands. Makes a great gift as well for the football fan in your life. Father's Day is coming up.
Correct.
So texasfootball.com/subscribe to get your copy of the 2024 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, featuring Texas quarterback Quinn Ewers and Texas A&M quarterback Connor Wigman on the main cover, and Katy head coach Gary Joseph and Port Neches Groves head coach Jeff Joseph on the Gatefold cover of the 2024 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. That's texasfootball.com/subscribe. Go there right.
Not to mention, the subscription's good for a whole year.
You also get a year of Dave Campbell's Texan Live. It's our streaming platform. You get 2 other magazines mailed to you before they hit the newsstands, including Dave Campbell's Texas Football Rising, our recruiting edition, and Dave Campbell's Texas Basketball. And you get a year of exclusive access to TexasFootball.com. It's a great gift, plain and simple. TexasFootball.com/subscribe. Give yourself the gift of football on this first day of summer. TexasFootball.com/subscribe. We have so much to tell you about how these 2 covers came together and the decision-making process behind them. But first, a word from these goods and services.
I feel like bustin' loose, bustin' loose. Come on, get on up. Oh yeah, get on up. Bustin' loose when you wanna sing. Bustin' loose, baby, do your thing. Talking about bustin' loose, yeah.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Potter, Executive Director of Be Well Texas. Too many people are struggling alone these days, and alcohol and drug deaths are increasing. We started Be Well Texas to offer high-quality, science-based addiction treatment and recovery services anywhere, even at home. We provide compassionate, caring support virtually or in person. In many cases, there is no cost for treatment if you don't have insurance. Really. Welcome to Be Well Texas. We're glad you're here.
Wing is the largest residential drone delivery provider in the world, delivering to your home in less than 30 minutes. Order using an app just like other popular delivery services, and Wing's automated drone takes care of the rest. It's fast, safe, and sustainable, and it's now delivering to parts of Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. You can learn more at wing.com/TexasFootball.
Back
Again,
here
that's
on Texas Football Today, where we have revealed the covers of the 2024 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. We're going to talk about both of them. We'll start with the main cover. Here you go. Rivalry Reborn, featuring Texas quarterback Quinn Ewers and Texas A&M quarterback Connor Wegman. An opportunity to celebrate the return of the rivalry that has really defined the state of Texas in a lot of ways over the course of the last 100 years or so. And of course, after a 12-year hiatus, they are getting back on the field. Every February-ish, the Dave Campbell's Texas football staff comes together and starts talking about the cover. And the guiding principle behind our cover process, both main cover and Gatefold cover, is what is the most compelling story in the state of Texas this year? That's the thing. Because ultimately, my goal as managing editor is that I want you to look across the history of our magazine and be able to tell the story of what was most important that year. What was the story? And having the conversation with the staff, and we kicked around a variety of different ideas, we all kept landing back on the revived rivalry between Texas and Texas A&M, and what has meant to the state historically. And that magazine, and especially with 2 quarterbacks that I think we can say are either superstars or potential superstars, right? I think Connor Wegman, before he got hurt, proved himself to be a potential star there at Texas A&M, and then Quinn Ewers, of course, leading Texas to the college football playoff last year. An opportunity to put the faces of the franchise on the cover of Dave Campbell's Texas Football for the 2 programs that are meeting on the field for the first time in 12 years. That was the choice that we ended up making, and it became, as the more and more we talked about it, it became more and more the obvious choice to put Texas and Texas A&M and their revived rivalry on the cover. And so then comes the whole idea of putting it together, right? We knew we wanted to get Quinn and Connor in the same room at the same time, but that's hard.
Oh, yeah. It's hard to really pull back the curtain. It's hard to schedule the main cover shoot almost at any point because you're working with it's college.
Almost always, yeah.
Almost always college, either athletes or coaches. And during the spring, they're busy. You think like, oh, it's the off season. It's really not. So we were like, okay, it's hard enough to get one party down. Let's see if we could get two superstars at that.
Absolutely. And so we reached out to Texas and Texas A&M, and we can't give enough credit. So many thanks to Alan Cannon at Texas A&M and to Thomas Stepp at Texas for putting this together. And then there's another group that we need to make sure we shout out here, which is, believe it or not, the Texas High School Coaches Association, because we needed a place for them to meet. We needed a space to do the shoot in, because we didn't want to do it. We didn't want to make Quinn Ewers drive to College Station, and we didn't want to make Connor Wegman drive to Austin. So we said, all right, what's relatively in the middle? Well, San Marcos, and that is where the THSCA is headquartered, and they were so gracious to allow us use of their space to do this photo shoot. The outstanding San Antonio-based photographer Aaron Mellion shot this cover for Dave Campbell's Texas Football. We got them in the room together. We did some awesome shots. I got to be honest, like it's weird. I asked both of them. We have some interviews for social media that you'll see on our social media platforms over the next week or so about this. But like Connor and Quinn, it's worth remembering, like they know each other just from like the quarterback circuit.
Yeah.
Like they're both like elite prospects.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were at the Elite 11 the same year.
I think
or maybe
like
a year
like
removed.
like they came in and it was one of the things, like I asked them, it's like, when's the last time you guys saw each other? And I think they said like they were at Elite 11 together. That's the last time they were together. Of course, Quinn then reclassified before going off to Ohio State before transferring back to Texas. All that is to say that they were super gracious with their time. They were cool with each other.
Yeah.
You know, I hate to like pull back the curtain a little bit, but like the Texas quarterback and the Texas A&M quarterback, they're kind of cool with each other. Like, you know, they're broing down a little bit. But it was super cool to get them in the same room and to do this photo shoot together with something that they obviously grew up, both Texas guys, grew up reading, and it meant a lot to them to be on the cover of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. And Aaron Mellion did a fantastic job. A shout out to Aaron Boda as well, who helped us design the cover. We're really thrilled with it, and we think it's going to be really stand the test of time as far as Texas and Texas A&M on the cover of the 2024 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football.
Well, and I think we would be remiss not to mention, too, both Texas high school football products. Most people know that, but for anybody who doesn't, Quinn Ewers was the outstanding quarterback at South Lake Carroll, and then Connor Wegman down at Bridgeland in the
Maximum
Cypress.
Bears.
Maximum Bears. That's where he was the reason
He was.
Maximum Bears started.
He was.
So just really cool to see those two guys be such a force in the Texas high school football ranks, and then now get to kind of be that resurgence of the game that we've missed for so long.
100%. To be the face of the game, you know, that I think is going to ultimately define it. And I do want to make sure when you pick up your 2024 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, I hope you'll read the main feature, which is really expertly crafted by our own Mike Craven. And he kind of dives into what Texas versus Texas A&M means in this era, in the sense of we know what it's meant historically, but college football has changed even in the 12 years that they haven't played. Like, it's changed so much, let alone from when they were playing in 1963. So what does Texas versus Texas A&M mean culturally? What does it mean to this new generation? Is it the same rivalry? And it's a great piece really exploring all the tentacles that come along with these two teams getting back on the field together after more than a decade away. But we're thrilled about it. Again, we can't thank the University of Texas, specifically Thomas Stepp and Quinn Ewers for their time, as well as Texas A&M University and the remarkable Alan Cannon, Old AC, hooks us up again, good man, as well as Connor Wegman, their outstanding quarterback, for taking the time to be on the cover of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. We're thrilled with the way that the cover looks, and you can get yours mailed directly to you before it hits newsstands if you go to texasfootball.com/subscribe. So that's the main cover. Let's talk a little bit about the Gatefold cover. And remember, the Gatefold cover is the one that folds underneath, the secondary cover, if you will. It has traditionally been an opportunity for us to do a high school cover, and this was a fun cover to. I always think the high school cover is really like an opportunity for us to really think through all of the different tentacles. In a lot of ways, the college cover sometimes comes to you obviously. I'll give you an example. In 2023, TCU was going to be on the cover of the magazine.
Yeah, there was no doubt about
They
it.
played in the college football national championship the year before. They're probably going to be on the cover. It would have to take something remarkable for it not to happen.
It's just such a smaller pool
It
of
is.
opportunities to be able to put someone up on the cover.
With the Gatefold cover and with high school, you have an opportunity to do something different and to really explore all the different storylines that are going on across the state of Texas. And I don't know if you remember this.
Mm-hmm.
This idea came about after the final gun of the final game of the 2023 Texas high school football season. We were up there in our booth. We were wrapping things up. We were packing things up. And we just kind of started kicking around cover ideas. This was really informal, really informal. And somebody said, well, what about P&G head coach Jeff Joseph and his dad, Gary Joseph? And it was like this wave washed over me. I was like, yeah. Like this makes so much sense in so many different ways. For one, they're the third father-son combo in Texas high school football history to both have state championships. And I believe the only the father-son combo to be coaching at the same time. They're both active. Mm-hmm. That is remarkable. Also, Jeff Joseph represents, I think he's very representative of like the next generation of great Texas high school football coaches. Mm-hmm. Like he's that guy who's on the kind of the leading edge of that. So an opportunity to spotlight him is great. And then also, if you want to talk about telling the story of Texas high school football, you cannot tell the story without Gary Joseph.
No.
It's an impossibility. You can't do it. He's too important to the fabric of the sport and what he's accomplished there at Katy and turned them into like one of the powerhouses in Texas high school football. And if you want to talk about a hole in our cover game, Gary Joseph was a hole in our cover game. Mm-hmm. He should have been on the cover at some point in the last 20 years and just wasn't, right? Through various different circumstances. Here was an opportunity to celebrate the past, celebrate the present, celebrate the future, and celebrate what is also just a fabulous family story of the Joseph family. That coaching is so much in their blood and in their bones. It just made too much sense.
Right.
We talked about a variety of different other high school covers, but we just kept coming back to that, about Gary and Jeff Joseph. Now, that is easier said than done. And it's not because of like, you've got to go jump through a bunch of hoops. It's not because of scheduling. It's not because of that. Here is the exact conversation that happened. I called Jeff Joseph and I said, Coach, we would like to put you and your dad on the cover, the Gatefold cover of the 2024 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. And Jeff said, I'm in. You're going to have a hard time talking my dad into it. And I knew that. As somebody who's worked closely with Gary Joseph a long time, we have a good relationship.
Oh, yeah.
But like also, this is not his scene.
Nope.
He is not a spotlight seeker. He is very much like, take a step back.
He loves being a ball coach.
He is a ball coaching dude. So I called Coach Joseph. This is true.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I called athletics at Katy, and he picked up the phone.
That rocks. Not surprising.
Not surprising.
This is the guy that drove the bus.
Mine drives the bus. He's one of the winningest coaches in Texas high school history. He's still driving the yellow dog. I pick up, tell him who it is. Hey, Greg, how are you? Coach, we'd like to put you on the Gatefold cover, you and Jeff on the Gatefold cover of the 2024 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. And when I tell you that the longest 5-second pause of all time occurred at that moment in my life, because I'm saying, please, 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 we don't have an
Don't
idea.
hang up on me.
We don't, like, we have other ideas, but they're not as good as this one. Please, please, please. And you hear this deep sigh on the other phone. It goes, well, I'll do it, but only because Jeff's going to be on it.
Yep.
I'm like, yes.
Got him.
So we scheduled for Coach Jeff Joseph to drive in to Katy. We shot this at Rhodes Stadium, there in beautiful Rhodes Stadium. Eric Williams, the outstanding Katy-based photographer, who actually shot the David Hicks Rising cover for us as well. By the way, Aaron Mellion did shoot the Micah Hudson cover last year on the Rising. But Eric Williams shot the Gatefold cover here, did a fantastic job. And it was a beautiful day. You, and Will went down there. Was anyone else down there? I think Adam met, our president met us down there.
It was me, you, and Carter.
Carter, that's right, Carter. Because Carter Yates wrote the Gatefold feature. And once we got Coach Joseph there, we got him a little bit more comfortable. Coach Gary Joseph, I should say. It really turned out great. We just wanted a family portrait, and that's what we came up with. I also think this is me as like design guy. The purple and red look so good together. They look so good together. It really pops. But it was a fabulous morning there in Katy. And we so appreciate their time and willingness. When you pick up the magazine, I hope you'll read Carter Yates' fantastic story on the Josephs and their story, their family lineage, which all goes back to Eddie Joseph, who of course is an icon in his own right. But it's a fantastic cover. We think it's so perfect for telling the story of Texas high school football, and especially considering Port Neches Groves' remarkable state championship run last year, an opportunity to celebrate one of the rising young stars in Texas high school coaching, as well as one of the icons in Texas high school football in Gary Joseph. So it was a cover we were super excited to put together. We're so grateful to the Josephs and to Katy ISD for helping us out and letting us borrow the stadium. That's a lot tougher than you think. Like, they have to unlock things and get there on, it was a Saturday.
Yeah.
So we're so appreciative of Katy ISD for helping us, allowing us to use Rhodes.
It was,
Stadium.
I was going to say, it was shot in Rhodes and not Legacy.
Yeah.
They were saying how much Katy High loves the old stadium.
Yeah.
And so we figured it was a great spot for it.
Those stadiums, by the way, Katy and Legacy, or Rhodes and Legacy, they share a parking lot. They're right across the street from each other. But anyway, we're so excited about both covers of the 2024 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. And if you go to texasfootball.com/subscribe, we can mail you one before it hits newsstands. We hope you will consider doing that. We're going to forego final thoughts for today if you're okay with that.
Yeah.
That's going to do it for us. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And of course, see us at texasfootball.com. Go to texasfootball.com/subscribe to get this bad boy mailed to you before it hits newsstands. For Ashley Pickle, I'm Greg Tepper. Vince Young, please meet your Player of the Year trophy. We'll see you tomorrow on Texas Football Today.